Welcome back to No Man's Sky. I'm just going to do a little bit of quick checking on things, not actually playing, but I figured I'd record it anyway because I've discovered a few things that are rather interesting. One thing I've discovered is that if you go to, say, a command such as utilities, toggle camera view, for example, or anything that you like, select it. You can press a number. So hold down control, press a number, and you get that little number by it. See, watch, if I get 3, control 3, it puts a 3 right there. If I press control 1, it puts a 1 right on that. Toggle camera view. Now watch what happens at that. I'm wandering around. I press 1. Oh, look. This is what I wanted from the start. I had no idea that you could do this. So you can just play in third person all you want. You know, if you get tired of it, you want to switch suddenly, you just press 1. All of a sudden, bam, you're in first person mode. Just with one key. No menus or anything. It's really cool. I do kind of wish you could zoom out with your scroll wheel when you're in third person mode, because sometimes you want to see more than just, you know, this close. But it's not bad. It's not bad. So here we are. Now, I found out that you can do the same thing in your ship, which is really what I want. If you go to your ship... Oh. And you go to X. Utilities. Now I've mapped switch starship view to control 2. So now, and then I've mapped I've mapped the D-pad up to the number 2 on my keyboard, which is pretty cool, because that means all I have to do is press the D-pad up like this, and now I'm in third person view. Just like that. It's very awesome. I love it. So, because I have a feeling that because of the way flying works in No Man's Sky, and it's very much not a flight simulator, it's very clunky to me as someone used to flight simulators and combat flight simulators, that No Man's Sky's controls makes it so that I pretty much lose any kind of dogfight I'm going to be in, because it doesn't behave like it should. So I'm just gonna try to get used to that. There are a few things that I've learned, like I think if you push down the thrust. One thing I've learned about the controls on this thing is that you don't push these triggers with your index fingers, because those go on these buttons called the bumpers, and I didn't realize that. You know, I thought it goes back and forth, but what if you have to use them at the same time? That doesn't work. So you really got to kind of hold it differently than I thought, with both fingers, not just one, but both fingers on the buttons up front. So these fingers control the analog triggers, and these fingers control the bumpers. So I think it's this one to take off. You hold it, yeah, you hold off. Yeah, no, I'm really not used to flying, so we're gonna see how well it works. Fortunately, I've made my base, which is right off my right shoulder. There it is. So I've got my base marked out. And I think, so this is as slow as I can fly. And I can fly faster. I'm so not used to this. So it's going to take a while. It's going to take me a little while to get used to it. But so going faster would be this button. Going slower would be this button. And then going super fast would be B. So that's like a boost. And then, of course, pushing both of these bumpers at the same time initiates the pulse engine, which goes extra fast. Now, if I go to external view, like this, it feels better to me to have this view. Normally, I really, really hate third-person view when flying anything, but that's when the flight model is like an actual plane, or any kind of flight simulator. But in No Man's Sky, I think I kind of prefer it this way. Plus, you get to see your ship, which is cool. And if I ever need to go inside and see what the cockpit looks like and all that stuff, I can still do that and then instantly switch out, which is very nice. So, a few things. One thing I've noticed is that given my camera controls, if I want to, like, say, bank left, or steer left, I should say, as you call it, steering left, steering right, there's camera left and camera right, which feels intuitive to me, but camera up and camera down are reversed. Well, they're not inverted like they should be. So it makes it difficult for me, because if I want to steer left and I want to see where I'm going as I'm steering, so I'll push both sticks to the left a little bit, and I get this, which is nice. Because if you just steer left, you're not really seeing where you're going. You're just seeing what's ahead of you. So if I want to steer right, again, I'm not seeing what's to the right as what I'm steering into. I want to see what I'm steering into, and it doesn't do that. So if I push both sticks to the right, I can see where I'm steering into while I'm steering into it, which is great. The problem comes when I'm going up and down, when I'm trying to do that while going up and down. So like if I pull back on the stick on the left to go up, to pitch up, we have the same issue. But if I push them both, watch what happens. That's not good. See? And the same thing goes for going down. Now I want to see where I'm aiming, and it's not showing me where I'm aiming. So if I do the inverse, so what I have to remember now is that if I'm pulling up, I want to pull back on the left stick like this, but I want to push forward on the right stick at the same time, and that gives me this, which is fine. That's exactly what I want. Or the reverse, which is this. So you're kind of doing up on one, down on the other, and then you get what you want. So that's going down, that's going up. See how that works? And it's just the nuances of No Man's Sky, I guess, and how it works. But and then the analog triggers seem to be your throttle, at least in the reverse. So you got forward, and then you got reverse to really slow down. So this is as slow as you can go. And this right here would be as fast as you can go. At least until you try a different mode or something. So we can fly around pretty fluidly at speed, And it works pretty well, I'd say. It works pretty well. Until you get in a fight, and then all bets are off. Then I start panicking, and I forget which direction, and how to use my controls, because it's not intuitive. It's not in my head yet. I have to really think about it. And I know that there's a, I think it's actually the slowing down button. If you hold down the left analog stick, throttle, trigger, while you're in a fight, that I think your ship will automatically bank and aim towards the target that's shooting at you or something, or whatever you have selected. I'm not quite sure how that works yet, but when we get there, we'll talk about that. So here we are. We'll go fast again. And if I boost, looks like it's going about twice as fast. That's when I'm not boosting. So if I go, let's just say go up in space. Amazing how fast you can get up in space. Must have to go, I'm not sure how far you have to go before you can do pulse engines. Here we go. Maybe? Oh, yeah, duh. I got my fingers. See, again, I'm not used to holding it this way. So after you remember to use my middle finger to use my throttle. All right, middle finger's throttle, not index finger. And now, there we are. Yeah, it's just clunky. It's just clunky for me personally because I'm not used to it. One thing I'll have to give No Man's Sky credit for, though, is that it does make getting around really easy, even despite the size of things, despite the sheer size and scale of everything. Although, I mean, admittedly, planets themselves are not that big. They really aren't. They're not big at all. It's certainly not big enough to have the kind of gravity that they do, but whatever. This isn't a realistic universe anyway. It's okay. It's okay. I think this is how you land right here. And then you same button to get out. Okay. So then I put the controller down and I'm back to mouse and keyboard. And then we're out. Everything's normal. So I'm just going to take a peek at some things in here since I'm not playing today. Let's see what we got. So there's a primary mission and a secondary missions. Awakenings. Find us, hear us. The crashed ship responded to my commands, confirming my suspicion that it belonged to me. I have repaired the damage and taken it up to space, but the cause of my crash is still a mystery. True. So I'm given objectives. Track the mysterious signal, find the cache, establish a base, build the terrain manipulator, establish a base, collect chromatic metal. I've done all that. I have not yet constructed a base. So I have to use... Well, you know, I have done that, but I haven't placed any base components. I suppose once I do that, this will be complete. Catalog and guide. Discoveries. So I'm guessing all of the... So there really is just discoveries, catalog and guide, log, and options, and that's it? Okay. And it looks like discoveries contains everything that I have personally discovered, right? So where do we see, for example, other planets? So you can change the name of a planet. That's cool. Waypoints. I don't know what waypoints are yet, but I haven't discovered any. These would be the resources on Guild 9, which is my paradise world. Poison cyclones, attentive sentinels on a paradise world. So, and if a world is paradise, that doesn't mean free of sentinels then, because That doesn't sound very much like a paradise to me. And especially if the fauna is hostile. I don't know what copious. I guess that means there's a lot of it. Yeah, I'm just not really sure what it means to be paradise. What I want to do is to add wonders. Add discovery to personal records. Oh, add 2 wonders. I see. So what I'm after, I press escape. That doesn't work. What I'm after is... Oh, I right-clicked. Okay, cool. All right, that's what I wanted. So when you're on the view of a world, you have to right-click to go up a level, right? Right-click again, and you're out. Okay, I see. Visited systems on Betsu. So I've discovered this world, the star. I've discovered the whole star, apparently. 5 planets. Dominant life form is Gek. So if the Gek are already here, how is it that I've discovered it? What is that? Is that just a multiplayer thing? Because obviously in the game, it's not a fresh discovery, right? That's not what that means, I take it? So it's just like a credit for which, player of the game discovered the star system, I guess. This would be my starter planet. Sulfur fumes, ever-present sentinels. Infrequent flora, yeah, because it's a pretty dead planet. So this must be system economy. Dominant life form, conflict level. I don't know what conflict level means yet. I guess there's wars between sentient species. Maybe that's it. So 5 planets. Oh, hey. Okay, so if I mouse over it, it gives me a summary. Upload discovery to receive 10 nanite clusters. I wonder if a nanite cluster and a nanite are 2 different things. Silver, paraffinium. Fauna. Yeah, I'm just going to call this a kraken. Can I rename it? I can. Look at that. So what I'll do is I'll just call it a ground kraken. I love it. Oh, it even puts the name right in the notes. I like that. I like that. Now, tell me, does that mean that if somebody else was to come to this world in No Man's Sky, and they just happened to also find this world, which is unlikely, I realize, but if they did, and they landed on the planet, and they saw this thing coming out of the ground, would it say that it's a ground kraken discovered by me? Is that what it would say? Because if it is, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right. So over here we have all the different life forms, which apparently there are many. Now, see, I'm using my scroll wheel right now and nothing's happening. So even though it says scroll wheel, I think that's meant to... I guess you just got to click on it. So there's 12. There's 12 different kinds of creatures on this world, which is a lot more than I think most of these worlds. Wait, brain scans reveal unusually developed language centers within the supramarginal gyrus. The method by which they use this power is unclear. Exceptionally fine teeth allow them to selectively eat, chewing only the most nutritious parts of otherwise tough and hard to digest plants. That's very strange. Like, is that just arbitrary? Because, like, when I was a teenager, I played Elite long before Elite Dangerous was a thing. And if you go to these planets, and they had procedurally generated names and descriptions for creatures on those worlds. It was really cool. It was like, we all wondered how on earth the game did that, because You know, it's on a floppy disk. Floppy disk has like, you know, not even 200 kilobytes, and the game was on it, and it worked. It's just crazy. So I've discovered no minerals and no flora. We'll have to get on that. So I think I get how the discoveries work, how the discoveries page works. That's pretty cool. So it fills it in as you discover things. Unknown planet. There's 3 unknown planets. Let's go to the guide and have a peek. So the guide talks to me about sentinels. I wonder why it specifically talks about sentinels in the guide section. You'd think there'd be like a... Oh, okay, that's it. So if you click on... Oh, I get it. So from here, catalog and guide. Here's the catalog, here's the guide, and the journey milestones. And you click on them, and it takes you into more detail on that, I guess. And then right-click takes you back out. So, well, is that what it said just a moment ago? Because, wow, there's so much data in this game. There is, honestly, so much data in this game that it's almost overwhelming. But it's very well organized, I have to say. This looks extremely well organized. I'm very happy to see that, because you want a well-organized game if it's going to have overwhelming amounts of information. Okay. So, it seems that... Oh, you see how it switched to ships destroyed just now? It kind of did that on its own. Oh, so this cycles through... And this cycles through. So all of this stuff seems to just cycle through and giving you, like, random snippets of what you've learned in the game so far, I take it. And they are what you've learned rather than everything. Because I did notice that it said guide unlocked, for example, which means that there's guides that are still locked. So let's just take a peek here. Milestones. Exploration. Journey milestones are a record of your journey through the universe. Okay. Select a medal on the milestones page to view more information about that milestone. Pin a medal to add detailed guidance to the mission log. Really? Really? What does that mean? Pin. What does it mean to pin something? Is it clicking on it? Is it right-clicking on it? What does it mean to pin a medal? Are these the medals? Is that what it's talking about? Select a milestone. Oh, yeah. Next. Oh! Overall journey, total milestones 4. Apollo, next milestone, Pathfinder in 1. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, these... Oh. See, in my opinion, this should be on the top, I guess. I didn't realize that this, by clicking on this, it puts the detail up here. So overall journey... How do you pin a medal to add detailed guidance to the mission log, I wonder? What is a medal? I don't know. Alien encounters. 0 of 10 aliens met. So there's 10 aliens. Uh-huh. I thought there was only like 4. Let's see, you got the little short guys, the Gek. You got the Vy'keen, which is like the big warrior looking guys. And the Korvax, which is the robots, right? The artificial life forms. I know about them. Oh yeah, they're on the left here. So there's 3. But there's 10? Are there really 10? That's curious. Intelligent alien life forms can be encountered through the galaxy. primarily found in planetary buildings or systems space stations, yeah. Now, the space stations, I have to say, I'm a little disappointed in at first glance because they're very simplistic, and they are exactly the same in every single star system. I'm thinking, why is there no variety in space stations? It's really weird. I don't know if there's an in-game reason for that or what, but it seems rather lazy to make all the stations identical. Speaking to lifeforms may bring the opportunity to trade, learn words, exchange star charts, or swap gifts and gain standing. Other lifeforms may offer the chance to purchase their starship. Unless it's talking about alien individuals. I don't know if aliens means alien races or alien individuals. Like if I meet 10 of the Gek, 10 individual Gek, is that going to make this go to 10? Because lonesome, let's face it, I think that means you haven't met anybody or you've met less than 10 aliens. I think that's what it means, isn't it? I was wrong, I bet. I think there probably aren't 10 races, even though that'd be really cool. Yeah, that's probably what's going on. Words collected. Yeah. So this seems to be a goal of some kind, isn't it? So this is your progress, and your goal is to get 5, and then you're no longer babbler, but you're the next category in you're the next level up. I see. Learn additional words from knowledge stones. I am familiar with the knowledge stones. They're just randomly all over the place. See learning words in the alien lifeform section of the guide for further details. Right. Okay. Yeah. Space exploration. 0 of 5 systems discovered. Oh, come on. Isn't the system I'm in counting as one system discovered? I suppose not. To travel to a new system, open your galaxy map. X. Select a system and use left mouse button to engage the hyperdrive. Simple. Select systems directly in free look or push along the direction to get a preset path. Paths can be changed to follow different galactic destinations. Alright. I'll have to see what that means when I get there. Stargazer, which means you're just looking at the stars. You haven't been to any of them. Planetary zoology. Amateur. 0 of 1 ecosystems map. Now, presumably, ecosystem map is what happens when you've discovered all of the creatures on the world. I'm not sure if you have to discover all the plant life or the different rocks that are on the planet, but I think it's probably just the animals, since that's the one that shows you the count, right? Oh yeah, planetary fauna right here. Red dots if they're undiscovered. Yeah, I figured that out. To view a planet's discoveries page. No, view a planet's discoveries page for hints on where. Yeah, I figured that out. Okay, we got it. When all creatures on the planet have been discovered, visit the discoveries page and select register completion to earn bonus rewards. So it doesn't just happen when you discover all of them. You have to register it, like with the galactic, Catalogue agent or something like that. I don't know. So that's exploration. Survival milestones on foot. Alright, so again, I'm going to call this meters because unit makes no damn sense in the context of distance. On foot exploration. I have walked almost 5 kilometers. Okay. I didn't even notice there was a compass. But I've got these two things figured out. In the very beginning, I thought they were one and the same because, scanner, analysis visor just seems to be like, oh, I'm gathering information about my world. But yeah, I get it. Use caves and buildings to shelter and auto-recharge your hazard protection. Okay, sure. The exosuit's jetpack and sprint capabilities allow for faster movement. Yep. Purchase exosuit movement upgrades from a technology merchant on a space station. Right. So that we can get like a better jetpack and stuff. Extreme survival. Okay, so I haven't been to an extreme world yet. I haven't destroyed any sentinels yet. I've got 438,000 credits. And I haven't destroyed any ships. Okay. See, now, yeah, it must be just the 3 life forms, the 3 races, because I haven't met any of these yet in this game, right? But I've got entries on all of them, which leads me to believe that this is really all there is, right? That's all there is. See, I thought I saw somebody say that No Man's Sky's latest update adds a whole race to the game. What happened to that? Are they supposed to be like another robotic race, maybe? I could have swore there was a new one. Unless I was watching a very old video that was actually adding the Korvax. I don't know. Are there 3 races? Let me know. Yep. Merchants. So the Gek are merchants. They communicate via pheromones. Great. Yeah. Okay. They are viewed with suspicion by other sentient life forms due to the actions of the Gek first spawned and conquered and slaughtered their way to a mighty empire. Right. So among the Gek, I have standing, missions completed, words learnt, systems visited, smuggling run. Okay. Warlike. Obsessed with the defeat of the Sentinels. Oh, that's probably a good thing, right? Despite their aggressive appearances, the Viking are bound by a strict code of honor. They value loyalty, sacrifice, and a good death above material goods or knowledge, and are sworn to aid the traveler when possible. Wow, that's nice. Inorganic life forms that inhabit metallic casings passed down from generation to generation. They believe that through mathematical study they can be raised to the level of the Atlas. Now, I've heard the term Atlas. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I kind of gather that it's a big overarching story in No Man's Sky, where the Atlas represents like your technology or something, maybe? I don't know. I'm not really there yet. I haven't figured it out. And the path, because I sometimes I come across boxes, lock boxes, and it won't let me open them because it says like Atlas level 1 or something is required to open it, and I don't have that, so I don't know what that means. Study of the Sentinels. Why would they study them and not just destroy them? Each Korvax is a pure mind, a drop of their great collective convergence. The shell that they inhabit is of little significance compared to their connection. Okay, yeah. Now, why is it in No Man's Sky that when I move the mouse around, the entire the entire screen that I'm reading moves around as well? I find that very distracting. Come on. Is that really necessary? Factions. Merchants Guild. Let me guess. They're the Gek. Mercenaries Guild. Korvax. Alright, yeah. Probably. Naturally dominated by the Gek. But not exclusive. All life forms are welcome under its umbrella, as long as they have requisite capital reserves. Oh, okay. So you have a standing with the Merchants Guild, independent of the standing with the Gek. I see. And you can do missions. You can earn credits. Earn credits is not here, but it is here. Oh, wait. Wait, so my money, the total money that I have, like when I reach 500,000 credits, so this goes up, I guess? Yeah, because it wants you to have capital reserves for something. Plants farmed, rare treasures. Okay, Mercenaries Guild. Sentinels destroyed, so they keep track of that. Horrors eliminated. Ooh, Pirates Guild. Ooh. Alright. So do I have to join these? You know, like, you know how in X4 I had to sign up to get guild missions? I wonder if I have to sign up and like pay some money to these people to get better missions or something similar. Rare fauna scanned. Ooh. So certain fauna are more rare than others, apparently. Systems mapped. Uh-huh. Does that mean like mapping? What counts as having mapped? Just having discovered the planet? Or do you have to like discover everything on the planet to have the system mapped? So there's rebel outlaw forces that have overthrown the local authority. Substantial opportunity to those who wish to engage in piracy themselves. So you can be a pirate in this game as well. I wonder how much of a part of the game that is. Okay, so that would be this whole section, which is this. Catalogue. Oh, no, that's curious. How is it that materials seen? Oh, that kind of material. So I have seen 122 different kinds of materials out of a total of 516. There's only 516 different materials? Really? I mean, I guess, you know? I mean, base, raw materials exotic. Oh, okay. Wait, have I really seen this Pugnium? I don't remember that. What? Do I have that in my inventory or something? Surely not. Doesn't look like it. I have meaty chunks. Is that from killing something? Moradite. Released from the cadavers of dying creatures. Ugh. So I've discovered all of the core materials except for one. Interesting. Like, when did I get pure ferrite? I'm pretty sure you have to refine that, or magnetized ferrite. Oh yeah, I did manufacture that, the pure ferrite. That's the one that I did in the machine, right? But I didn't do this one yet. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen magnetized ferrite yet at all, or whatever this is. Cytophosphate. Underwater flora. Why would it say that I've found that? Is this across all my saves? Because chances are high that I've seen all of this stuff in my other save, but not the save I'm currently... Oh, that would really be disappointing. That'd be very, very disappointing if that was the way it worked, because I would want a fresh save to have all this wiped out and start over. I bet that's what's happened, because there's no way that I've discovered all of this stuff in this save. Yeah, that's got to be what happened. Damn. Well, that's disappointing. Yep. So this is all the stuff I've found in my other save. Alright. So that's materials and items. Technology. Yeah, this... Why? Why does it share this across all my saves? But no! I've definitely got one of these in my other save. Hazmat Gauntlet. I'm pretty sure I built one of those. So it'd be very strange that I don't. That it's not showing. Well, I mean, it shows that I'm aware of it, but it's not like this. Question marks. So I wonder what the difference is between the one that's in color and the one that's faded out. I wonder what that means. Don't know. Starship. Multi-tool. It almost feels like I'm looking at someone else's game. I don't remember any of this. Building parts. Oh, yes. All your base stuff is here. Wait. Recipes. Now, this is different. See, simple refiner recipes. I know I've got more than this in the other games, but it seems that these two are the ones I've done so far in this save, so that's a bit inconsistent. The Atlas. The words of the Atlas. Glyphs, Journey Records, The Journey. Oh, okay, so this is my logs. So now the scroll wheel works, but very slowly, but then I can't use the... can't click. That's very strange. Wonders. So there's... So these are wonders. Oh wow, check this out. So Planet Records. Hottest temperature. Hottest temperature, coldest temperature, most exotic, most toxic atmosphere, highest radiation level. Oh wow! So if you want your extreme records, it puts them in this guide. I like that. That's cool. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to go back to my catalog. View discovery. Open discovery details. Oh, I see. Well, that's not right. That just takes me to the page for the planet. Fauna records. Largest herbivore. Smallest herbivore. Largest. Highest body temperature. Most intelligent being is the ground kraken. Hey, I changed the name. Why did it put it back? View discovery. See, yeah, it says ground kraken here. But when I go into the catalog and wonders, it no longer calls it the ground kraken. Oh, that's sad. Most invasive? Highest drought tolerance? Now these are pretty odd traits to be put into a game like this, don't you think? Is specific gravity really going to be a feature of a material? I mean, will it ever... Is this trivia? Is it trivia or is it practically useful? Like, is there going to be something where he says, you have to now find a mineral with a very high salt content? So then I'd go to this page and say, oh look, this is the highest salt content of anything I've discovered. And I can go and maybe visit there again and pick some up for some quest or something. See, that would be cool. That would be cool. All right. So that's everything. Now the guide, I haven't really looked through the guide yet. Oh, wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. Oh dear. Now, due to the length of this, I decided to do it the next day. So let's just continue. All right, so this covers hazard protection, sodium, ion batteries. Ion batteries. I don't think I've actually used those. I've just used sodium. Scanner, analysis visor, technology merchants. I've not really used the merchants all that much. Yeah, that's just the getting started stuff, so that's fine. Navigation basics. Analysis visor again, the compass showing the points of interest. Yes. Cartographer on the space stations, more people on the stations. I haven't actually used planetary charts, so I'm not really sure what the advantage of that is, but I have used navigation data specifically to unlock recipes in the early mission. I don't know what else it's for. I guess I, something to do with the cartographer, of course. But um, oh, exchange. So it's like a currency then. So you dig up navigation data from the underground caches, and then you use that as currency to exchange with the cartographer. That's my interpretation of this. Um, Summon your ship. Yes, you can summon your ship. I've always found it a bit cheaty, you know? I mean, I guess it's just the way the game is, but it seems a little weird that you can park your ship, walk for 2 miles in that direction, and then go, thoop, and your ship is just instantly there. It doesn't have to fly to you. It's just there. It's just summoned. The whole summoning thing is just weird. Makes it feel more like a magic game than a technology game or a sci-fi game. So that's just strange. Um, Launch fuel. Yeah. See, I thought launch fuel was from uranium. Hmm. Oh, yeah, there's a couple different kinds, isn't there? I remember something about that. Your starship. Use your starship to cover long distances. Yes. Um, Hazard protection. Right. So different planets have different hazards, and your suit protects you to various degrees using up your sodium. Ion batteries can be crafted from cobalt and ferrite, which is also found on the average planet, I suppose. Hmm. Yeah, why these flowers are so salty? Who knows? It's weird. Also, sodium, especially when you think about like sodium chloride, like a salt, an actual salt, is useless as a fuel. Chemically speaking, it's pretty much at a very stable state of energy, and it would take energy in order to separate it, much less be reactive. Uh, Same with carbon and silicon. I mean, why Hello Games thought, hey, let's take the most inert, you know, elements and compounds and just turn them into fuel sources. It's like, no, how is oxygen fuel for, you know, your life support? Yeah, that just doesn't make sense. So yeah, it is a magic universe. No Man's Sky is a magic universe, and we just have to accept it, I guess, and just forget about what these elements actually do in real life. For me, being a science kind of guy, it's hard. It's hard to do that. Like, I mean, I like realistic things. I can fly an actual helicopter, but I can barely fly the No Man's Sky starship, which is basically, you know, point and aim and fly. I mean, in a dogfight, I'm hopeless in this game. I don't know what to do with it. You know, a simple enemy comes along, and I'm just trying to find it. You know, the flight controls are so bad in this game that it's really, really hard to locate an enemy ship and actually aim towards it and accurately enough to fire your weapons on it. Ugh. It's just very strange. Survival upgrades, technology merchants, more merchants. Yes. Okay. Life support, same thing. Oxygen is the fuel. Life support gel. Mm-hmm. So dihydrogen jelly and carbon, which is everywhere. Okay. The multi-tool. Here we go. So you got your mining beam, advanced mining laser for certain things. It doesn't take too long to get that, I don't think. I did manage to get it before in my other game. Yeah, and you can whack plants if you're completely out of carbon. I do remember that you can in VR you just physically hit a plant with your multi-tool, but here you have to press the melee button, and then it gives you carbon, which you can use to power your multi-tool to get more carbon from more plants and get yourself out. New multi-tools. I seem to remember something about getting different multi-tools, like actually different ones. I haven't messed really around with that, so we'll see. Weapon modules. I think I installed a couple of minor weapons, like a blaster of some kind, but used bullets, and if you run out, it stops working, and I'm not really sure what's the best choice there. Getting around, exploring on foot. In hazardous conditions, use caves and buildings as shelter. That's right. The compass. Okay, now constructing and using a signal booster will always point you towards the nearest building. I've built a signal booster years ago in a save. I don't remember what it did. I guess that's what it does. I guess that's if you're having a hard time finding things, you build a signal booster, right? Sprinting, yes. Jetpack, yes. Warning, don't get too high because it will run out of gas and You'll land hard. The terrain manipulator. I was a bit disappointed when I found out that with the terrain manipulator, you can only dig maybe, I don't know, 10 meters down, something like that. And then you hit a kind of ground that you just can't go any deeper than that. I guess that's Valheim is a lot like that. You can only dig so deep. Once you dig so deep, you can't dig any deeper. It's not like Minecraft. You can just keep going. Or probably the best game for that, if you like that sort of thing, would be Astroneer. You can dig all the way to the center of the planet, and there's cool stuff at the center. So, yeah, fun game. But yeah, here it seems like basically a planet is covered in a layer that you can mine through, but the bulk of it is you can't get through it. Create your own shelter. Yeah, I've done that. Large resource deposits. Yes. Conform to buildings. Terrain will conform to buildings, allowing the creation of bases embedded in the rock. Oh yeah, I remember something about that. So like you can put a base on the side of a hill, and then you can just kind of cut straight into the hill with your terrain manipulator set into a certain mode. I can't remember how that works, but you can make the ground flat. Astroneer, you can do the same thing. You can make a flat surface at any angle. It's cool. But with this, yeah, your base will look ugly, but it will be cut into the side of a hill. So you can make flat ground. Use, is that middle mouse button? Is that what it's saying? Use middle mouse button to toggle between placement, deletion, restore, and flatten. Now this mess is very tricky in VR because it's going through different menus, and because controllers, you don't have very many buttons, right? So there's tricks that you got to do in VR to get to that stuff. It's not particularly intuitive, but if it's just something you cycle with the middle mouse button, that's cool. Flying the starship. Here we go. I really don't, it bothers me that when I'm using the mouse to read, just to guide my eyes, that it actually moves the entire screen around. That's just so distracting to me. I've said that before, but it's annoying. W to propel your ship, use S to brake. Yeah, I'll be using the controller, thanks. I'm just not a fan of how the ships fly in this game. Yeah, normal flight does not require fuel. You gotta love that. You can fly as long as you want. No fuel usage. It's weird. You'll travel much faster when outside the planet's atmosphere. I did notice that. In space, use the pulse engine to travel faster. Pulse engine requires tritium to charge. Find tritium by destroying asteroids in space. And the whole asteroids in space thing that's another thing that feels very strange to me, because you're flying around and you see asteroids, and you just by destroying them, you get the resources, and it's a lot of resources. So you can actually get resources much faster by going to an asteroid field, which are abundant in space, and just blowing up rocks left and right and just getting gobs and gobs of gold and silver and tritium and other fun things that are harder to find on the ground. So it just makes me wonder, well, either it's too easy, or you just need a stupidly large amount of this stuff. I don't know what's coming. I don't know what the use for all that stuff is, but it does seem a bit too easy to get. You know what I mean? And also another question I would have is, I've been to the asteroid patches in No Man's Sky, and I've seen other ships, the NPCs, that have their ship. There's a big rock, and there's a little ship that's parked right next to the big rock, and he's got a mining beam out, and he's mining it. And then I'll come along and I'll just go pew, 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 and blow it up, and all the resources go into my ship. Thinking, what's the point of mining? Like using a mining ship or a mining laser? Are these? Why can my starter ship, which is just this piece of junk, just destroy asteroids left and right and get all the resources, when these people, what are they doing? Or what are the NPCs doing? Is it just for show? Is it just to look cool, or are they actually getting resources? Like in X4, if I go around and I see something that's mining, I would expect that that's for real. Those ships are mining. They're getting the resources. They're going to use the resources to do things. Yeah. Okay. Pulse engines cannot be used near space stations. Really? Well, and pirates can temporarily disable the pulse engine during an attack. Yeah. To escape, survive until it comes back online. The ship's HUD will alert you when the pulse engine is offline. Okay. Use the hyperdrive to travel to a new star system. Here's another thing. So you craft these warp cells using antimatter housing and antimatter to power the hyperdrive, right? So follow me now. This is so strange to me. again, realism. I love realism in games. I love games that feel like they're plausible. But No Man's Sky, being a fantasy magic sci-fi, it has this very bizarre thing where you build this fuel to go to another star. So you spend the fuel, you go to a new star. Now you're there. Once you're there, all you got to do is dock at the space station, land, go through the teleporter, go back home, or to your home system's teleporter, space station, and your ship teleports to you, even though it didn't go through the teleporter. I just find that so dumb. I'm sorry, man. It's like ships aren't real in this game. They're magic summoned creatures that carry you around, and they disappear into the ether. Well, sort of. I mean, you can go any distance, even to other stars, other galaxies, presumably, and then you just summon your ship, and it costs no fuel for your ship to go from wherever it happens to be to wherever you are, unless you're on a planet, and then it costs the launch fuel. I noticed that. So like if you want to summon your ship and it's landed on a planet nearby, it has to have launch fuel in it, or it's not going to work, and it will use up the launch fuel. But if you make your way to like certain things don't require fuel to launch from, like a launch pad or the space station for that matter. And so you go to your brand new star system that you spent all that antimatter getting to, and then you go through the teleporter and you get back home. And now you can go back and forth all you want by just going to the space station and teleporting back and forth all you want. You never need to spend hyperdrive fuel again to go to any system that you've ever been to. The only time that you need to spend hyperdrive fuel is to add a new star system to your catalog of star systems that you've visited, and then you can just zip straight over to any of them. I mean, is it just me, or is that very, very strange? Is that just how the game is meant to work? Is there a balance to it? Is there a reason for it? I'm really curious. So feel free to comment. I'm curious. What justifies this bizarre mechanism in the game? I'm just super curious. Like maybe later I'll discover, oh, thank goodness you don't have to spend hyperdrive fuel to get around like you do in Elite, because of some reason that I don't know yet. All right. So indicate your hyperdrive. Star systems are color graded: yellow, red, green, and blue. Non-yellow systems require upgraded hyperdrive technology to visit. That's fine. That's cool. That's an advancement in the game. Space stations. All right, let's learn about space stations. Every inhabited system has a space station. I really wish they were procedurally generated or something. Wouldn't it be cool to have space stations that all look different, just like ships all look different? That'd be neat. I'd like that. No, they're all just these generic diamond shapes. And serving as a hub for passing life forms. Yeah, well, more like loitering life forms. You never see. Well, you see ships coming and going, but they never do anything. I'm pretty sure that, if I remember right, you'll see ships coming and they'll land, and you'll have an opportunity to talk to the pilot as he's hanging out by his ship. But he doesn't ever do anything except stand around by his ship. You don't see him walking over to the trade terminal, making trades, or buying stuff, or upgrading his things, or whatever. They don't act like players. They just sit there and provide an opportunity for you to purchase their ship in case you want it. I think that's the whole point of that. Is that a new ship comes in and you're like, oh, hey, I'd like to buy that. I mean, imagine how I would feel if I was to land on a space station and then some random stranger comes up to me and says, hey, I'd like to buy your ship. It's like, I'm kind of busy. I'm using that ship. It's not for sale. But they're all for sale, right? The NPC ones. Okay. Speaking to life forms aboard the station may bring opportunity to trade, learn words, exchange star charts. Really? Or swap gifts and gain standings. Other life forms may offer the chance to purchase their starship. Like I said, technology merchants selling upgrades can also be found in the space station. Each station will have a different range of upgrades, so be sure to check every system you visit. Yep. Other key posts aboard the space station include cartographer, exchange navigation data for directions and points of interest. Guild envoy. Guild envoy offers rewards based on your standings with the guild. Is that how that works? So the Merchants Guild. So the more money you have, you get rewards for having money. Is that how that works? And the mission listing agent who offers local missions to improve your standing. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's cool. Traders can visit the Galactic Trade Terminal to bulk purchase and sell goods. I've used that many times. Different systems have different specialties, offering opportunity to the willing pilot. Finally, every space station has a teleport terminus, offering quick access to both your base and previously visited systems, like I said. It's weird. Vehicles. All right. Now, I've used vehicles for a few minutes. I've built the Exocraft or whatever, Exocraft, and I've driven around in it a little bit. It's cool. It's cool. Although I find the terrain on the planets in No Man's Sky aren't really conducive to vehicular travel, if that makes sense. I mean, why would you do that when you have a ship? Answer me this. What's the point of a vehicular transport system when you have a spaceship that you can literally fly instantly, pretty much instantly, anywhere you want, and especially since you can summon them? Because all of these, keeping in mind that all of these are magical beasts that you can summon through magic, and then they're instantly there. Is it just extra storage? Like your ship is full, so I'm just going to summon my Exocraft and fill that up next. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's the whole point. Of course, you can have as many ships as you want. I think. Let's find out. Unlock Exocraft by purchasing plans for geobays at the Construction Research Unit on the Space Anomaly. I've been to all the different locations in the anomaly, and I've just kind of toyed with it a little bit. And then the really big teleporter on the Space Anomaly that can take you to like other people's actual bases. I've seen that exists, and I've seen the list of places to go, but I've never actually gone through it because I'm always afraid that I wouldn't be able to get back. I don't know, maybe that's not a risk or anything, but I've never actually gone through the big one, the really big teleporter. But it sounds cool. Maybe we'll do that. To summon an Exocraft, build an Exocraft geobay. Geobays can be built anywhere and are not restricted to your home planet. Good. When driving an Exocraft, speed boost, jump. You can jump in a vehicle. All right. Fire your weapon or mining beam. Oh, can you mine? Can you mine from your vehicle without getting out? That's different. Cycle weapon and mining attachments using G. Okay. While piloting the Minotaur, I think that's the walker, right? It's the big two-legged giant mech. It's basically a mech. Use space to activate the thruster. All right. Fire weapons using the mouse button. Cycle attachments using G. Okay. Use C to ping for nearby points of interest. This is more powerful than the multi-tool scanner and will reveal additional locations. That's cool. I like that. Oh, well, then, again, it begs the question. If you can summon your vehicle anytime you want, wherever you are, you're walking along on walkabout, you're out in the outback, right? And you're like, oh man, I am so far from everything. Summon the vehicle, boom, it's with you. You hop in, press C, now you can ping this extra long distance. What's the point of your exosuit's scanner if you can just do that? Use X to access a portable signal booster. And scan for specific nearby buildings. So it has a portable signal booster? Wow. Why? Why would you ever build a regular signal booster then, if you can just use your Exocrafts? And you can get all this stuff right away. I mean, it's in the tutorial of the game that you're getting all this stuff. This isn't late game stuff. This is stuff that you get immediately. So I'm a little confused with No Man's Sky in terms of its progression. It's hard for me to understand the progression because it seems to me that No Man's Sky gives you things in the early game that feel like late game things. So if that's the case, what are you supposed to do in the late game? What is the whole point? As with your exosuit and starship, Exocraft can be upgraded for improved performance. Install technology upgrades in their inventories. Right. Purchase and upgrade Exocraft. Wait. I didn't want to do that. I thought that was just going to take me to an article. I didn't see in progress, so it actually did something. That's annoying. I didn't think that. I thought that was just like going to take me to an article about that. What is it doing? Did it add something to my log or something? Oh yeah, it did, didn't it? It added abandoned search. This game has some weird conventions, I'll tell you that right now. All right, so yeah, that's the bottom. Right, making discoveries, the analysis visor. Scan animals, plants, minerals using the analysis visor. Once the visor is activated, use the mouse button to analyze your target. Units are rewarded. Credits are rewarded for each unique scan. Every discovery is logged in the discoveries page. Yes, I found that. Systems and plants are automatically discovered when visited. Visit documentaries. Discoveries. Visit discoveries page to rename. Yes. Upload. What does it mean to upload? Upload to where? Is there like some kind of message board or community hub that where you can or showcase what you've discovered? Or I don't get it. What it means by upload. Earn nanites. Is that the guy with the tree head, Hyperion? He has the big tree on his head that that he wants you to tell him all about the stuff that you've discovered, and he pays you for it. I think that's one of the guys in the anomaly. It's very fuzzy memories. Discovering all animal life gives large number of credits. Yes, I know that. Additional information that may yield extra resources. I knew that. Rare and or large creatures are worth more when discovered than common or small creatures. Ooh. Upgrades can be installed in your multi-tool to increase the, when we know all about that, don't we? Finding buildings. The cartographer on space stations will supply planetary charts for specific buildings. Using these charts will mark a site on your exosuit's HUD, collect navigation data from the beacons outside planetary buildings, from the beacons. See, the only place I found navigation data is underground in these little caches. I remember because you have to take your mining tool and you have to dig into the ground a couple of meters and then pull it out, something like that. Exchange this data with the cartographer for additional maps. Yeah, it's currency basically. It's currency. The cartographer will also sell charts for nanites. Oh, so you can use either your navigation data currency or your nanite currency. Okay. Larger buildings create detectable signals either through direct transmission or via their radar signature. When exploring on foot, use the analysis visor to search for nearby buildings or build a signal booster to mark the closest. Yeah. Specialist navigation data reveals the location of drop pods, which contain powerful exosuit upgrades. These should be decoded in a signal booster. Decoded? So your signal booster is for more than just finding buildings? Okay. Drop pods. Oh, wait. Drop pods isn't the broken down machines, is it? No. I think I've seen a drop pod. Doesn't it have like a shield at the door and you have to get past it or something like that? I vaguely remember something about that. Smaller points of interest. All right, so it's just talking about the things that show up on your compass. Pinpoint planetary objects. They can be pinned, but you can only pin one thing at a time because as soon as you pin the second thing, the first thing is no longer pinned, which can be so annoying when you're trying to get someplace and I think there's something that you can do. I think like maybe engaging in combat or anything really. Like I've had it where I pinned a resource on my suit's compass, and then I think I encountered a sentinel or something, or I had to get in my ship and fly or something, and it made that pin go away, and I found that really strange. Learn how to make beacons from the base scientist. Beacons can be placed anywhere using Z and will be marked on your compass. So you can mark more than. So you can bookmark basically. You can bookmark locations anywhere in the universe, presumably with beacons. I like that. As long as you can name them. Signal booster can be constructed to search for. Yeah, we know that. We know that. Why is it telling me this stuff again? Some points of interest, like your ship and base, will always be tracked. Yes. In space or atmospheric flight, follow the trails left by other ships to locate planetary trading posts. What? Follow the trails left by other ships. What does that mean? So other ships, is it talking about like, how when your ship is flying and there's these trails that are coming off of it graphically and you can see those, but they're not very long. I mean, it's not talking about that, is it? Is there some other kind of trail that ships leave? I'm curious. Feeding and taming creatures. All creatures will eat creature pellets. Of course they will. Creatures can be fed directly or via creatures section of the quick menu. Bait. Bait thrown from the quick menu may placate predators or other angry creatures, unlocking new farming or traversal opportunities. Farming, I don't know anything about farming in No Man's Sky. Nothing. I gotta learn that. Ooh, I gotta learn it. Feeding a creature will gain their trust and allows them to be mounted or farmed. A tame creature can also be adopted as your companion. Animal companions offer a range of friendship and traversal opportunities. See, now this is something I don't understand. It's got to be just for role playing. It's got to be. Why would you hop on a slow moving animal and ride it around when you have exocraft and mechs and ships and teleporters? What is the point of riding creatures other than just for funsies? That's got to be what it is. It's got to be role playing. Oh, look, I'm riding an alien creature, and you know, it's my mount. It is hilarious. A lot of this has just got to be for role play. It's just got to be. Manage your companions via quick menu. Take good care of your companion, and they may lay eggs, allowing the breeding of a new generation of unique creatures. Eggs can be exchanged with other travelers, other real players. The egg sequencer. Oh my! This is a whole big part of the game. There's an egg sequencer on the space anomaly. Allows for genetic modification, opening the doors for the infinite potential of life. Okay. Yeah. All right. Upgrades and crafting. Refining substances. Yes. Well, I've used the refiner. I've used a portable refiner. Condensed carbon from carbon, yeah. Not only takes up less space, but also provides greater charge to basic systems than common elements. Yeah, but you use up a ton of carbon to make condensed carbon. So it's basically just a way to compact what you've mined. Larger refinery units take multiple inputs, allowing the user to experiment with combination of materials. Okay, that's cool. So you can make new materials. Combining materials may generate exclusive substances or allow for more efficient recipes. Right. That's cool. Simple portable refiners require external fuel to use. Yes, we know that. Large refiners wired to the structure of the base do not. Right. Upgrading your equipment. Visit the marketplace aboard most space stations to find a wide array of merchants. Technology merchants will sell upgrade modules. Upgrade your exosuit, starship, multi-tool inventories aboard space stations. Blueprints allow you to craft new technologies. Okay. Purchase blueprints aboard the space anomaly. You will have, I think I may have done that briefly before I quit playing. You will have to find the materials yourself, but you will always be able to install the technology in your exosuit or any starship or multi-tool that you own. Upgrade modules are one-off purchases, like my wonderful S-tier scanner upgrade. They upgrade a specific exosuit, starship, multi-tool technology you already installed. Slightly different properties. Users are advised to experiment with different configurations. Install an upgrade module by selecting it in the inventory and deploying it into an empty technology slot. Now, one of you guys said that I could have put it anywhere, not necessarily right next to the analysis visor, and it would have still worked, but not as well, I guess. Is that the whole point? So you put it right next to it and it works even better, like a bonus. Although what was confusing to me is that it isn't really, well, it says scanner upgrade, right? But you put it, I think you actually put it next to your scanner, not your analysis visor, right? Because it's a scanner upgrade. But the effect that it has is on your analysis visor in making everything that you discover worth, 70 times as much money. But the scanner part that you stick it next to, all the scanner does is you press C and it sends out a pulse and it tells you where nearby stuff is, like, your sodium or other goodies. But it doesn't make those more valuable. I don't know. That seems a little weird to me. Okay. Upgrades. installed adjacent to other upgrades of the same type will provide. Oh, yeah, there it is. Why didn't I just read it? Will provide an additional boost, further improving device performance. Yay. All right. So it's not strictly necessary to put it right next to the module that you're boosting. You cannot have more than 3 upgrades active for the same technology subsystem. Doing so will cause the upgrades to become non-functional until sufficient modules are removed to restore power. Right. Earning nanites. Oh, here we go. Remember when I asked, are nanite clusters the same as nanites? Nanite clusters are a valuable material, a strange substance that bubbles up from cracks in reality. Nanites are, I thought they were microscopic machines. Strange substance that bubbles up from cracks in reality doesn't sound like nanites to me. I mean, if you've watched any sci-fi, nanites are basically microscopic machines that usually self-replicate. uh, and I'm sure your nanite clusters don't self-replicate in No Man's Sky, right? It's a bad name for them. They should be called, interdimensional goop or something like that. Nanites are used as a currency for the purchase of equipment upgrades. You could have just made it like some kind of like palladium or something. I don't know. Anyway, nanites are earned from a variety of sources as you explore. Many alien outposts and relics offer you a chance to earn nanites as you explore their interiors and uncover their mysteries. Maps to such planetary sites can be purchased from the cartographer on the space station. Right. Discoveries are made by landing on planets, visiting new systems, or scanning objects with the analysis visor. Nanites are earned for each discovery uploaded for other travelers to see. Wait. So when you make a discovery and you upload it, okay, wait. So you have to make this straight. When you discover something new and it says you discovered this thing, you have to upload it for other players to see what you've discovered. Is that right? Upload discoveries from the discoveries tab. So if you don't upload them, does it just not mark those things as your discoveries then? And maybe somebody else can discover them for the first time? Or Traveler, Ares, and Helios are found on board Space Anomaly. They seek new items and data each day, and offer. I actually got stuck with one of these guys once. I offered all my discoveries to this Helios guy, and I got stuck because it wouldn't let me do any more because I hadn't discovered any more. And I think I needed to wait till the next day, but I didn't realize that. And it wouldn't let me advance in the story or the missions at all because I needed something from him, but I can't remember. I did get stuck for a bit. Specific missions offered from the Nexus and the listings agent aboard the space station are frequently a rich source of nanites. Okay. Finally, fleet expeditions dispatched from your capital ship often return with large quantities of nanites. Okay. Recipes and blueprints. Upgrade modules can be purchased ready. Upgrade modules can be purchased ready crafted from technology merchants. What is writing? These merchants are also a useful source of pre-built components. What is it talking about? So like the scanner upgrade, is that what it's talking about? Things like the scanner upgrade that I found? So you find these things, but it's saying you can purchase them and they are already made. Is that what it's trying to say? These merchants are also a useful source of pre-built components. Seek them out in the space station marketplace or find them in smaller planetary shops, right? To craft products and technologies yourself, you must learn their blueprints, right? Learn the plans for specific technologies by visiting the research stations aboard the Space Anomaly. Product recipes are more rare and must be sought out by raiding various planetary installations. Oh. Find directions to such installations by exchanging navigation data with space cartographer. I gotcha. So these are missions that you can go on. All right. Construction. Base construction. Any site can be claimed for construction using the base computer. Multiple sites can be claimed across many or one world. Expand your base with the build menu. New base parts required. Require resources to build. Dismantling structures within your base. Refunds those. Okay, so there's no loss. That's good. Most structures can only be built in the vicinity of your base. Some, such as signal boosters, can be built anywhere. Right. Use the analysis visor and the terrain manipulator to find buried technology modules. Yes. Salvage data extracted from these devices can be spent on new construction blueprints. Wait, salvage data? Is that what I was thinking about? Because I was saying navigation data, right? But navigation data is not the same thing as salvage data, no doubt. So was I just talking out of like a foggy memory, and you don't actually get navigation data from buried technology modules? You get salvage data, and that's like a currency as well, isn't it? Yeah, because you spend it on construction blueprints. Oh man. Specialist terminals can be built in your base. Workers can be. I started. This is pretty much where I left off. I had just gotten some workers recruited, but I hadn't really done much for them. To operate the terminal, they offer missions and research advanced base parts and equipment. Oh, so there's base parts and equipment that you can't get from the space anomaly. Then is that right? Whilst on board a space station, locate the terminal's teleporter or teleportation to and from your base. The terminus is on the left side. Yeah, I know about that. All right, portable technology. Technology deployed to plant a service from the build menu may be recovered by approaching and holding this scroll wheel. Places it in the next inventory. It's Mantech technology, convenient way. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we already read this part. Powering the base. I was able to power the base. Getting wires to work is also very tricky in VR. Hopefully it's not so tricky on the desktop. Many pieces of base technology require power modules to run. They must be wired up to a grid of generators and batteries. Large bases with lots of technology may require several generators to stay online. Wiring is free to place, but ugly, and you can hide it with like an invisibility device or something that makes your wires invisible. I ended up getting one of those because it was just very unsightly. Select electrical wiring in the build menu and place on a plug slot. Yeah, I know about that. Wires can be connected to large structures using a transformer. I've not done that. Large structures. What does it mean by large structures? Large structures will distribute power to all technology placed inside them. Inside them. Oh, is that like a prefab room? Like, those circular rooms that you don't build it from panels, you just put the whole room down in one go? And is it saying that you just plug that into your grid and then everything that's placed inside will be powered without having to have lines specifically put there? It's kind of like Factorio, that mod Factorissimo in Factorio has these buildings that you can make, and you go inside and everything that's inside, all the machinery you place inside is automatically wired up to the entire thing. No power poles necessary. Different generators have different capabilities. Biofuel, solar panels, electromagnetic generator. Located on special, they must be sited on special power hotspots located with the survey device upgrade for the analysis visor. Wow. Okay. Power hotspots. Didn't know about that. Batteries store surplus power from the grid, redistribute it when required. I knew about that. Making money. Yeah, I don't know much about this. Well, I do know a little bit about it. Sell items for credits on the Galactic Trade Network. Find trade terminals. Yes, I knew about that. Mine precious metals from asteroids in space, or use analysis fighter locate valuable resource deposits on the planet's mission board. On space stations, a good source of income. Visit the mission board to find available jobs. Economy scanner on your starship to gain access to economic data. Galactic map. Then plan trade routes to maximize profit. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I wonder how hard that is. Is it well implemented? Is it? That'd be cool if it was. Like, how in X4 you can, set up trade routes when you set up trading ships. And I'm sure there's no automation in No Man's Sky, which is sad. Well, there might be. Who knows? Not likely in ships and trading, though. It'd be great if, like, your fleet, you get a fleet, right? You get just freighters. It'd be great if you could actually use that for trading. Wow. Economy scanner. Access economic data from Galaxy Map, then plan traders. Okay. Find complementary economy types for the perfect trade route. Farming can be highly lucrative, really. Find a good balance of crops and use them to craft new items. Quicksilver, yet another currency. A unique currency that may be exchanged for special collectible items. Earn Quicksilver by completing missions from the Space Anomaly. Special weekend event missions are an especially lucrative source of Quicksilver. Okay. Farming can be highly lucrative, as we just said. Find a good balance of crops and use them to craft new items. Combining crafted items into more advanced devices will yield even greater profits. Build an agricultural terminal. Hire a farmer to research new plant types. Plants can be grown outside if the weather matches the natural habitat. Otherwise, construct a hydroponics tray to nurture your plant. Large-scale farms may benefit from the decreased maintenance requirements from large hydroponic trays. Okay. Plants can be harvested once fully grown. Some plants require hazmat gauntlets, which can be acquired. Gloves. Just gloves. So you can call it gloves. Protective gloves. Which can be acquired from an armorer employed at a weapons terminal. Armorer. All right. Each plant species has their own yields and growth times. Find a balance of crops, maximize overall profits. Crafting. Crafting advanced products is a great way to earn money. Mine metals from resource deposits found in Analysis Visor. Mine it using Terrain Manipulator. Advanced users with a survey device upgrade can make use of mineral and gas extractors. Oh, extractors. So there is automation. Okay. These advanced modules are capable of generating endless free power. Unlimited power. And resources if cited correctly. So it sounds like there's mechanisms in the game that make, resource gathering a bit obsolete. I don't know, maybe. Combining metals generates alloys, okay. Combining gases creates compounds, yeah. Combining these with each other in turn, or with agricultural products from farming, allows the creation of even more valuable items. Yes, that's cool. The most valuable items require resources from multiple worlds. Find systems with the right combination of materials for the optimum crafting setup. Acquire new product blueprints by hiring a scientist at your base or by visiting planetary factories and harvesters. Ooh, it's going to get complicated, isn't it? Advanced trading. Resources command different prices in different systems. Install an economy scanner in your starship to gain access to economic data. Plan trade routes to maximize profits. Find complementary economy. Didn't we just read all this? Most goods are influenced by the economy of a system. Minerals are cheaper in mining economies and more expensive in industrial economies. All right. The greatest profit for a trader lies in transporting specific trade goods. So is that really part of this game? Transporting trade goods, trading like in X4 or, well, half a dozen other good sci-fi games. Suddenly, study the details of trade goods to learn where to sell them for the most profit. These receive the largest economy-based discounts and bonuses. The wealth of a system influences how many goods they have available to sell. High wealth systems are also more likely to have high-quality starships. Right. We're getting there. Factions and standing. Standing is the measure of your reputation with alien races and factions. Track your standing with journey milestones on the journey milestone section of the catalog guide. Yes. The mission board is the most efficient way of raising your standings. Missions reward standing with systems dominant life form. Okay, or one of the three guilds. The Merchants Guild, Explorers Guild, Mercenaries Guild, yeah. Often offering gifts to aliens on space stations or planetary outposts is a great way to increase your standing. So that's what those items are for. Geknip and stuff like that. Useful for nothing but offering a gift. And then increases your standings. Is that what that's for? Is that the only thing that kind of stuff is for? Or is it like where you have to choose, oh, I have an item, I can use it for this, or I can use it for that, but not both. It's, sometimes choices are cool. Higher standings with guilds grants higher access to higher level missions with improved rewards, right? Hunting and destroying pirate bounties will increase your standing with systems dominant life forms. The mission board. I've never used the mission board. Mission board is found in every space station. Always check in at the mission board in each station to see what jobs are available. Jobs reward units, credits, nanites, pieces of technology, and more. Honestly, who thought units would be a good name for money? Please. The mission board is found near the trade terminal on the right-hand side of the station. Once complete, missions can be handed in at any station. Okay. Multiple missions can be active at once. View them in the log. That's good. That's always good. Missions reward standing with their faction. They are a good way to improve your relationship with the system's dominant life forms or with the three guilds. Yes. Higher standings with the guilds grants access to higher level missions, improve rewards. Yes. Okay. Learning words. I have been confused at the point of this. I've learned a fair number of words in my previous play, but hell if I know why. I mean, what's the point? Alien life forms encountered on planets and space stations speak in a variety of languages, none of which are initially understandable. All right. Words can be deciphered through a variety of means, automatic translation devices, real-time translation of a number of words. The plans to create a translation device can be learned from the exosuit research specialist aboard the Space Anomaly. Okay. Words can be learned by encounters with alien life. Yeah, that's how I've always done it. Making friendly requests of life forms upon the space station will often result in learning new words permanently. Well, let's hope so. Let's hope they're permanent because, man, the grind is real. You learned one word. Ancient relics such as plaques, runes, and knowledge stones. I have got them from knowledge stones, yes. Wander planet surfaces and use the analysis visor to locate knowledge stones. Larger sites can be found the same way, but can also be spotted from the air or pinpointed via a map from a space station cartographer. Yep, that's cool. Combat. Oh boy. Combat. Sentinels are robotic entities that guard most worlds. You think about what that implications of that are. That means what, quintillions of planets? So how many sentinels have been built exactly across all systems? Think about that. Who builds these sentinels and how do they get such numbers? And that's one thing. It's just a little niggle about No Man's Sky that I can't help but notice is that pretty much every planet that you go to is filled with life and interesting things, adventure. There are no dead planets. Is that weird? I mean, you don't have to search. You don't have to explore. Oh my gosh, I found a cool world. No, it doesn't work that way. Every world is a cool world. It's not like in Elite where you could spend an hour searching around and then, oh my gosh, I found a cool world that's got neat stuff on it. It's got actual life, or, this has got traces of something, interesting. No. In No Man's Sky, every planet is teeming with various life and other things to discover. So, and that just does, it's just, in a way, the variety seems to remove some of the variety from the game, if that's even possible. Like, you just don't see any variation in the kinds of, I don't know. I mean, there's no dead worlds. There's no dead worlds. Maybe if 90% of the planets were dead, that might be make it a bit more interesting because you'd really have to hunt them down. I don't know. Maybe there's a balance to it. Harvesting resources in view of the sentinels will cause them to turn hostile. Yeah. Although I think some of them are hostile to the start. Harvesting some resources, such as gravitino balls, will immediately alert sentinel forces. Ooh. So some resources, even if they aren't watching over your shoulder, they will still know. And sentinels, man, my first encounter with sentinels was just ridiculous. I didn't know what this thing was. I ended up shooting it. Then 3 more came. I ended up shooting at them. Then even more came in, bigger ones, and I had to run away and get on my ship and fly into the air. I thought, oh, well, at least I escaped. And then they chased me into the sky and started spawning enemy sentinel starships around me. and barely could get away. And I think I even died a couple of times to that kind of thing. It's like, well, that's not cool. Some worlds, sentinels may approach and scan you for any resources you recently harvested. Really? Really? How do they know what you recently harvested versus what you brought to the world in your inventory? And why is it that they can get your inventory? That's a bit crazy. Avoid harvesting or attacking non-hostile creatures while being watched. Okay. It's a bit Orwellian, isn't it? It's like Half-Life, Overwatch, or the Combine. Some worlds host extremely hostile sentinels. These drones will attack on site. Yeah, pay attention to the planet information on the analysis visor to learn sentinel status. Yes, that's a good idea. Although, I've had it where I start a fresh game and I do the initial mission where you walk over to get the hermetic seal, walk back to your ship, you get it flying again. And all the time you spend there, you spend an hour, more than an hour on this planet. And then later you learn that planet has high sentinel activity and you never saw one. But then when the next time you come back to that planet, there's sentinels everywhere. What's that all about? The security level of the top right of the HUD shows the current sentinel status. This will increase as you fight sentinel. Okay. Yeah, it just seems to be like this, like fighting sentinels is this escalation. They just keep escalating until you die or until you have to run away and escape. There's never a way to be like, all right, I've killed these guys off and now I'm fine now. There's never into my awareness, there's never that. Unless eliminate sentinel drones quickly when attacked to avoid more powerful sentinels being summoned. Just so is that how it works? So it's all about how fast you destroy the sentinel drones, because destroying sentinel drones is a good source of exotic materials. But I always thought, it's not worth it though, because every time you attack the sentinels, they just come back with more powerful ones until you have to run away. All right, so like I'm guessing you have a small number of seconds that you have to kill them before they can call for help. Is that what's going on? I didn't know that. Weapon management. Fire your multi-tool. When out of ammo or charge, use Q to melee strike. Right. Reload your current weapon. R. Some weapons that require charge instead of ammo, which is probably good. By default, the multi-tool is only equipped with a mining beam. Yeah, I've used that against hostile creatures. It takes a little while for you to kill them while they go, and then they eventually die. And then you feel bad because you killed this creature that was just minding its own business before it decided to attack you and stuff. But it's like in my first episode, I accidentally tapped the button and shot my mining beam at a small animal, and then a big animal of the same type started chasing me around. I'm like, oh shit, I just shot your child, didn't I? And then I had to kill the parent and orphan the child, rather than it's like, hey, chill, just go away, I won't do it again, To increase combat power, install new weapon types. Yes. Cycle between weapon modes. Multi-tool can be upgraded with terrain manipulator, allowing the user to create and remove planetary terrain. Yes, I knew that. It's not combat. Find new weapon blueprints and other multi-tool upgrades in buildings or at a technology merchant aboard space stations. Some planetary buildings may host brand new multi-tools to purchase. Oh, we're not talking about abandoned buildings here, like a shop or something where there's like an alien that says, here, I'll sell you this multi-tool. Each multi-tool has unique bonuses to boost its effectiveness. Cool. Swap between active multi-tools from the utilities section of the quick menu. I don't like submenus like that, but I know you can hotkey it. That's cool. Defensive systems. Damage received while on foot will first deplete your shield. Your shield will recharge over time. Take cover and avoid taking damage while the shield is low. Damage taken while shields are down will deplete your health. Purchase plans for a personal force field at technology merchants. This is a powerful combat shield deployed from the multi-tool. Exosuit, defensive, and life support systems can be upgraded with new technology. Visit technology merchant. Okay. Ground combat. Fire your multi-tool. When out of ammo or charge, use Q. Yeah, we just read that. Cycle. Yeah, we just read. Reload your current weapon. Ensure you have crafted. Crafted? You can craft it? That's nice. I always thought you had to find it. You know, you get like projectile ammo from a piece of broken machinery or something. Ensure you have crafted sufficient ammunition before entering a combat situation. Yes. Damage received while on foot. Well, first deplete your shield. Yes, we just read that. We just read all of this. All right. Space combat. Fireship weapons. Cycle weapon modes. If attacked by pirates, answer them with the communicator with X. They can be bribed to leave you alone. Okay, that's good to know. Alternatively, use a defense chit. Wait. To summon the system authority. You can do that? You can call the cops and they actually come and help you? I did not know that. I have to figure out what this defense chit is. You purchased them from merchants. Ooh, I wonder how much they cost. Remember, I'll be making lots of money. Stay behind your target to deal more damage, avoid enemy fire, manage your speed with boost, and brake. Stay behind your target. I can barely find my target, much less stay behind it. That's honestly, combat in this game, space combat in this game, blows. I really don't like it. Turning while braking is much faster. All right. Your starship shields will recharge over time. Yeah, unless they go down. And then it takes a while to come back up. Change your current target. Aim at the target leading reticle for increased accuracy. I don't even remember seeing a leading reticle. Starship combat autofile is essential in this game because without it, you just die. Okay. That's it. That's it. I've read everything. So next episode, we start playing. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. Catch you next time.